So this week I've been thinking a lot about how I used to think that I was too old to be an abstract artist. Boy, was I wrong. I didn't grow up thinking that I would become an artist someday. I didn't even have a clue what I wanted to do when I was young. The truth is that I never had a chance to think much about myself at that age. But I was always drawn to creativity, even though it was in small ways. Like how I loved to make pages in my school book look beautiful, or how I would practice writing my name over and over again, or how I always did well in creative classes that we had in school. And then how making something with my hands kind of always made me feel so whole, I guess. But still, I never thought of myself as creative. Even when my coworkers would say things like, "You have such an eye for this," I would just shrug it off. Because at the time, I really didn't believe that I was good at anything. Painting helped me stay grounded when I was going through hard things. And even now, it's the place that I return to feel connected, calm, and clear. I didn't know it at the time, but painting was going to become part of how I found back to myself. So when I started painting at 48, I had a lot of limiting beliefs. For a long time, I believed that just the fact that I was late to the gate meant that I was already behind. I didn't think I could make any of my dreams come true. I kept wishing that I had started earlier and thinking that I was most likely too late to become a good artist. But looking back now, I can say this with full honesty. If you can relate to this, you are not too late and you're not stuck. What took time for me to understand was that if I wanted to grow, I had to start taking my painting seriously and just let go of all of these doubts. I had so much passion, and I think that was a really big part of my success. Because I didn't have a clear process. I didn't have a voice of my own. And it felt like everybody else had been lucky. They found painting when they were younger, while I was just stuck catching up, right? But I also realized that even if I had started earlier, I wouldn't have made the work that I'm making now. Because all of my paintings are created from experiences that I had back then. Experiences that I might not have had if I was painting. So this is what I learned. Starting later doesn't make you less of an artist. It doesn't make your work any less meaningful. And if anything, it means you bring something deeper to the table. Because when you begin at a mature age, you don't just bring curiosity. You bring your whole story, your perspective, all the life that you've already lived. And that gives your paintings weight, emotion, and honesty. I'm not here because I had a perfect path. I didn't have a clue when I started, and I definitely wasn't some kind of prodigy. I'm here because I kept going, because I didn't give up, and I painted a lot. And because I found tools that helped me move forward slowly, step by step. And I started trusting that it wasn't too late for me, not just as an artist, but as a person as well. That trust actually changed everything. I started to build a real process, one that was my own. I stopped searching for some kind of formula, and I started creating from what was true for me. The more I learned, the more my confidence grew. And painting just opened up my life, especially after becoming an empty nester who never got to know herself. And it brought people into my life that I would have never met otherwise. And I never expected that. The whole time I thought I was just learning to paint, but I was actually getting to know myself and my unique way of seeing the world. And the longer I paint, the more satisfying it becomes. Not because it gets easier, but because I keep growing into it. Today, I'm gallery represented, something that I didn't even dare to dream of in the beginning. I sell my art through exhibitions and online, and I've built a new career for myself, teaching art to passionate, creative people like you. I sat down and created an online course in my 50s, guys. Not because I did everything right, but because I stayed with it and I dared to believe that age is just a number. So if you can relate to this and you're wondering whether this is even worth trying or not, even if part of you thinks that you've missed your chance, please just remember this. There's no deadline to becoming the artist that you dream of becoming. You don't have to learn everything all at once. Growth happens daily. You just have to stick with it. And maybe we couldn't have made the kind of work we're making now at any other point in our lives. Maybe it's why this is the right start for us. Hey, I started painting late in life, and here I am 10 years later. I'm still painting, I'm still learning, and I'm still growing, and you can too. All you need to do is start or start again and keep going. And if you're stuck in the middle of everything, I've created something called the Clarity Checklist. It has 6 key things to check before calling your painting done. So check the link in the description, and hopefully I will remember to add it to the comment section as well. If you started painting later in life too, I'd love to hear your story in the comments. Let's remind each other that we all belong here.